Go for it. Hello and welcome to TrishRockTV, interviews with people on purpose, loving life. Tonight we have a beautiful longtime friend of mine, Suzy Cherub. Suzy is an international award-winning psychic medium, published author of the recently released Star Temple Oracle, speaker and intuitive teacher. In her approach, combining intuition, mindfulness, and self-awareness, Suzy guides others to live an intuitive and conscious life. Her mission is to help soul-centered people create fulfilling relationships and bring a sense of passion, holistic balance, and authentic happiness to their lives. Awarded International Psychic of the Year, Australia in 2014, Suzy has helped thousands of people worldwide through her psychic insights and healing messages. Today, Suzy uses her intuitive gifts by empowering and teaching others to develop their own gifts and live a more intuitive, spirited life. And it's my great honor and pleasure to welcome you to the show, Suzy. Welcome, welcome.
Oh, it's an absolute blessing to be here. I'm so grateful to you, beautiful woman, for inviting me on. I absolutely love and adore you and everything you do. So I'm so grateful. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, it's amazing. Such beautiful times. So you do amazing work, and I've known you for many years now. But when did you first decide to follow this psychic pathway? Was it something that you were born with, or did you have an awakening aha moment?
I love it.
Oh, we've lost Suzy. She'll come back. Oh, gosh. Technology. Sorry, everybody. Suzy will come back in. She must have bounced out. It's been tricky. It's been tricky with technology. I better just send her a message. She's just coming back in now, everyone. Thank you for being so patient. I think we're in a Mercury retrograde too, aren't we? Oh, gosh. Technology. It is unpredictable. Hey, Suzy. You are back. You are back.
Sorry. I mean, I think it's this crazy eclipse, and we're definitely, it's a dark moon.
And
it is, yeah. So I've been doing sessions all day, and there's been these little tiny challenges here and there. So I apologise, but I'm back. Yeah,
that is all good. It's all good. Technology has been a bit funky lately. So let's get back into it. Tell us about your aha moment.
Yeah, so, as a little girl around 2 and 3, I lost my granddad, who I was very close to, and I had this ability to communicate with him as a small child, but I think my awakening definitely happened about 10 years ago, maybe a little bit more. I actually had, it sounds very dramatic, but it's actually true. I had a near-death experience.
Wow.
Yeah. And at the time I was, very much in that corporate space, and I had this kind of near-death experience, and it was like I'd taken a truth serum, and I left the corporate world within weeks and pretty much knew what I had to do, which is really follow my spiritual path and my psychic path. So, so for me it really was that dark night of the soul, that awakening.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be quite that dramatic, but for me it definitely was. So, yeah.
Well, I guess it needs to be what we all need it to be, doesn't it? And
That's it. That's
yeah,
it. To me, it was a spiritual intervention. It was a wake-up call.
yeah.
I was working like 100-hour weeks and,
Oh, it's great.
doing crazy things and, and
Yeah.
living that kind of fast life, I guess. But
It's not really a
yeah, so
is it? I mean, compared to your life now, looking back at those 100-hour weeks, that's not a life, is it? It really is just pushing and pushing and pushing rather
well, you're
than the
so right. Yeah. No balance. Yeah.
no balance. So
No balance. Yeah.
wow, okay. So that's the near-death experiences are so different for everybody and yet so similar.
And
They're
yet so similar.
yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. I ended up with blood clots in my lungs, and
Oh,
it was quite a scary moment and a
yeah.
bit touch and go there for a bit. But
Wow.
um, honestly, it was the best thing that ever happened to me because I completely changed my life and had a complete rebirth, and
Yeah.
I'm living a fuller, happier, more intuitive, more conscious life now. So
Absolutely. Absolutely
out of
on.
something so awful,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's exactly right. So, when you were just one quick question, when you were in that corporate world, because I know there'll be people watching who are still there.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
were you using your psychic abilities at all during that, or were you just too preoccupied and too tired, but you knew you had them?
Oh, definitely. I've always been spiritual and intuitive. So even back then, I
Mm,
relied on my intuition.
yes.
Um, Everyone and everything around me was thriving, but I had no balance. So
Yeah.
some of my relationships were suffering because of it. And yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, I guess it was out of something awful can come something so good. So, and none
Yeah.
of that was a waste of time. I learned a lot back then, and I integrate what I learned back then into what I'm doing now. So it's all
Absolutely.
good.
That is it. And I think that's a wise lesson for everybody too, who thinks that, oh gosh, I've just wasted 10 or 20 years doing something that is not on purpose, but nothing's ever wasted. And it always comes back around to be useful, I have found. So,
Oh, look, I'm a practical psychic and I run a very busy business, as I know you do, Trish. So,
yeah,
some of those strategies that we learnt back in the corporate world, we can weave into our spiritual business and run a soulful business, but still be abundant. So, and I know that that's something that you do a lot of, and I think it pays off. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So, Suzy, what is your life mission, higher purpose, and passion? I know that you just radiate pure love to me. Whenever I think of you,
Oh, thank
I just
you.
I think of higher heart chakra whenever I think of you, and I'm like, you're just pure.
Oh.
And I know that
Right back at you, sister.
yeah, and I know that you put that into all your work. So, what do you feel your higher mission is here on this planet at this time?
It's definitely to empower others, to guide others. I love bringing people together, and to me, it's that empowering others to live an intuitive life, I guess, to really live a conscious life and to
Yeah,
realize that you create your own reality.
yeah,
And, I've done, as you know, like lots of readings over a very long period of time.
yes,
But for me, these days, yes, I still do psychic readings and I still do mediumship, but
yeah,
a lot of my focus these days is on encouraging people to really tap into their own intuition, their own inner knowing, and their own inner wisdom,
yeah,
and really kind of empowering their own inner oracles so that they can live a more conscious life. And
yeah,
yeah, so, and creating beautiful soulful projects that are going to help people to rise above and be their best self, I guess. So, yeah, your focus changes and evolves, doesn't it?
It does, and I can totally relate to that because, everything I do is to help people empower themselves to, to really make their decisions based on how they're feeling, not on what they think they should do, which I think is we're very trained to please people from an early age, and
absolutely.
To be fully empowered and really live that life is incredible. And I did one of your intuitive courses, and it's just amazing what and just the format that you teach people, because when people are learning intuitive, psychic, mediumship, cards, pendulums, all of those different things.
All that magical woo-woo stuff, yeah.
They get very, the self-confidence isn't always there. And I just think the way that you help people, it brings out that self-confidence in them. And once you get that self-confidence, that's when the magic happens.
Absolutely. Like deciding what you truly want, not relying on others to decide for you, So when you can trust in your own inner guidance system, you can manifest all sorts of amazing, abundance into all areas of your life. So I'm really pleased that, some of that work we've done together has resonated with you and has kind of paid off. And look at what you're doing, my love. You're doing amazing things. So great to connect with you. Yeah.
And so exciting times for you right now, because you are now a published author of your own.
Yay! Yay! Thank you.
And it's the Star Temple Oracle, and you've been published by Blue Angel. So tell us a little bit about the cards and how they came about, and the I guess the meaning of them for you, because you're the creator. You'll have a meaning as to why you created them. But they're beautiful cards, and so I'd love you to
thank you.
Tell everybody about them.
Okay, so the Star Temple Oracle was created. This soulful project started about two years ago, and I started channeling the Pleiades, the beautiful sisters of the Pleiades. So they're a star constellation in Taurus, and I started creating these beautiful cards, and I was fortunate enough to be approached by Blue Angel to publish them. And Blue Angel have always been one of my favourite publishers because they're very spiritual. And I knew they weren't going to whitewash my work or censor it. So, because to me it is, deeply intuitive and very, very magical. So I didn't want to lose the magic or the authenticity. So they've really kept the integrity of the deck. So I'm really, really happy about that.
And you have to be careful with that, with the different publishers that are out there, because they don't always work that way. So that's really good.
No, I mean, Tony Carmine Saluna, who's the chief of Blue Angel, loved the diversity in the cards, because the Pleiades really represent all the different cultures all over the world. So I wanted a deck that all women and girls of all ages could resonate with, and I really feel like the deck has done that. So we've got women of all ages and all sizes from all different cultures, and it's a really magical deck. So I'm very, very proud of it. So thank you for mentioning it.
Oh, and I have seen that on social media, so many people popping up showing that they've bought the deck, using them in readings now, and they seem to be able to read them quite easily. So that it is obviously relatable to all ages, and you don't have to know anything about the Pleiades women either. It's all explained on your cards.
Yeah, that's it. So you can use it as a divination tool, like a psychic tool, if you like an oracle. So
Okay.
the generic meanings are very meaningful as they are, but within the little booklet, I encourage everybody to really go deeper and tap into their own intuition.
Yes.
And but the actual card deck is also, I guess, a female empowerment kind of system. So, you know, if you kind of like embody the different qualities of the Pleiades sisters, it's more
Yeah.
of an empowerment kind of tool as well. So, yeah, so
Yeah.
it's got a few different kind of, and it's also got affirmations. So you can even use it as a daily affirmation card, you know, if you
Yeah.
want to. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I'm very
That's
proud of it.
actually that's actually brought back a memory from your retreat in Bali. You know, when we're all in the water under all of the different fountains, and we're all embodying the different meanings from each of those water fountains. That, and just then when you said, you know, you can really embody each of the attributes of each of the cards, it just brought that memory back. And I thought, oh, that's kind of a really beautiful way to empower yourself, because we have so many attributes in us that we don't recognize. And to deliberately recognize that in somebody else, or in a card, or in a ritual or a process,
Yeah.
and bring that into your own life, I think is powerful. Yeah.
Oh, super powerful. So
Yeah.
the Pleiades actually represent the sacred feminine, and the
Yeah.
sacred feminine is, you know, not necessarily female or male. It's those beautiful feminine strengths that we all have, and you know, we're not separate to those different beautiful kind of qualities. They're actually within us. So it's
Yeah.
almost like tapping into your own divinity and your own potential, I guess, and intentionally embodying the different qualities is, yeah, it's beautiful, and you know,
Yes.
it's great. I love it.
And you're a starseed, stargazer, and who? Just for the people watching that perhaps don't know about all these terms, who are the
Yes.
Pleiades?
Okay, so the Pleiades is a star constellation in Taurus,
Taurus,
and the
yes.
Pleiades were recognised all over the ancient world. Even
Yeah.
our beautiful Australian Aboriginals would kind of like have their own beautiful stories about the Pleiades sisters. And the
Wow.
Pleiades sisters are 7 stars, and there's also their mother and father star, Atlas, and
Mhm.
Poloni, the sea goddess, and you know, the beautiful star constellation in Taurus, which is pretty much in the sky.
Yeah.
Different mythologies all around the world all had a very similar story about the Pleiades sisters. So, and all the beautiful Pleiades sisters have their own qualities. So it's quite fascinating that so many different countries and cultures have had this connection to the beautiful stars, the Pleiades. So it's very,
Yes.
very interesting. So even their stories, their myths, you know, contain wisdom, like, you know, really beautiful wisdom as well. So, yeah, it's very interesting. I love doing the research. I've always felt a connection to the
Yeah.
stars and, yeah, and to the Pleiades. But to actually do all the research was really fascinating, that the stories were so similar from, you know, ancient Babylon to ancient Greece to, you know, South America to, you know, it's just fascinating that
Wow.
the stories are so similar, and
Opened up a whole
yeah, they're
new.
beautiful. Yeah, yeah.
Exciting,
And of
because
course, yeah, some psychics, you know, actually channel the Pleiades, which are, they're very high vibrational kind of energies, I guess. So like higher streams of consciousness. So
yeah.
really beautiful, beautiful energies coming through from the Pleiades. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. And because we're all rising up in vibration right now,
That's it.
you know, we're mostly in the fifth dimensional level now and beyond. You know, we're
That's
tuning into
it.
more of those
That's
energies
it.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
really,
it.
yeah. So the cards are not just, and I really like when you have a deck of cards and You can excuse my dog, by the way. I think there
That's
must be a possum out there. When you can use it in several different ways, and I really love cards like that, and I'm always pulling cards for different purposes, and to be able to get different messages depending on who I'm reading for, and also depending on what the purpose is brilliant.
Yes.
I think it's wonderful. Yes.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And each series actually has a chakra associated. So the actual deck itself is in alignment with all the different chakras as well. So, and each chakra has a different crystal. So it's kind of like, it's layer upon layer of the magic, which people are finding fascinating. And the artwork,
it's beautiful.
My collaboration with the artist, it was just, we had this intuitive telepathic connection, and we just created the most amazing, beautiful cards together. It was actually a really soulful, spiritual journey that we both went on together. So
it's incredible, and some of the images really look like real people. Like, she's an incredible artist.
She's very, very clever, very talented. Yes. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So she was a good find. She's a treasure. And now we're kind of close friends. So we've got this beautiful connection as well. So
Perfect. So, Suzy, tell us a little bit about the work that you do and how people can work with you. And I know you have several different ways that people can work with you, and you're doing online work now as well, which we've kind of I've always been online, but many people now are offering the online options because of and it's been a great expansion that we've kind of been forced into. And I think
I completely agree with that. Yeah.
And people like myself, I've been able to join into different courses and online networking at the moment in different places because it's gone online. So tell us a little bit about what you offer and how you can help people.
Well, so I have a really beautiful private community, the Temple of Intuition with Suzy Cherub. That's on Facebook, and that's a free platform. So I do like to offer kind of like that platform for people to connect and link in. I also, I'm still doing like one-on-one sessions. So I still do psychic coaching, a one-on-one, and I do psychic and mediumship readings, and I still do beautiful Reiki online, and I do theatre healing and NLP online. So I really wanted to do more online anyway. So for me, it was like, it's been fabulous, actually, if I have to be honest with you, in regards to getting everything online and having to do it, and it's all worked out wonderfully. So I do Skype and I do phone, and I also run programs. At the moment, I'm running a program with 7 sisters, which is more of a sacred leadership program. But that's very much, it's interesting. I can pretty much go to 7 women and go, this is what I'm doing. Do you want to be involved? And it kind of happens from my community. But, so lots of fun things. I'm also creating 2 more decks. I finished a manuscript for a deck that will be coming out. I've got 2 more decks coming out this year with Blue Angel, which I'm really excited about. So I'm creating as well, which is fun.
And I presume they'll be totally different.
Totally different, still with the temple concepts, so still sacred, spaces and sites connected to divine guides, I guess, and the energies coming through from those divine guides, because I feel energies. I've done a lot of travel, and I feel different energies when I go around the world, and I love tapping into sacred space and connecting in with the beautiful divine guides that are connected to those energies, to those sacred sites. So, I've got 2 more coming out, which is really exciting.
Oh my gosh, you're so busy. From the
so busy. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So lots going on. I also run like Goddess. Well, you know that. I run, a retreat in Bali every year, which is the authentic feminine with the beautiful Antoinette Gomez. And I do goddess temple work with my gorgeous daughter, Beck Casillo. So I've got lots of things going on. So
you do.
Yeah, I do. Which is
really
fun.
empowering people where they're at, which is wonderful. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Who'd have
At
thought
the moment, I know. Who would have thought it, hey?
I bet, even 5 years ago, you probably wouldn't have even imagined that you'd be doing all of this.
Yeah, I guess, I plan ahead 12 months or 2 years ahead. I've always done that. So I've always, done the vision boards and the goal setting and I like to create consciously. So, but you're right. If you had have said, you'd be doing this, I would have been like going, oh, really? I hope so. Now it's a reality. So, yeah, it's good.
So exciting what's unfolding for you, and I'm super thrilled for you. So I'll have.
Oh, thank you.
So I've got your website link here. People can go to your website and check out what you do. I'll also have in the comments, I will put your temple link and also your Facebook link, so people can connect with you there and just see what you do. And I'm pretty sure there'll be people joining your community, because there's just such variety there, and you're really helping the people who are just learning about their spirituality, but you've also got those bigger programs for the people who are
want to take it that step further. Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's I think in any community that now that's needed, because everybody's on such different levels. But all the same way, right?
That's right. That in a different way. Look, you lead with the heart, and you're such a generous soul, and I really appreciate you doing all that. You create this beautiful sacred space for all of us to share. It's wonderful. So thank you for doing that.
My pleasure. And I just want people to be inspired by the work other people do. And that was the same. It was the same with my members in Canberra, and I just feel it's important. There was many times when I couldn't find a leader or a mentor or someone in the public eye that I could relate to. And you need that at every stage you're at. So the platform here just allows people to perhaps relate to who I'm interviewing and move forward in their life. So you're very inspiring with all your work, and so supportive. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I think it's like I think we're both practical intuitives. So you can be intuitive and spiritual and still be abundant. So and lifting, rising together. I think that beautiful kind of unity. I love that you kind of really promote that. It's great, Trish. You're doing a great job. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. So is there any final thing you'd like to say to the people watching to inspire them to be themselves or to empower them in some way?
Yeah, look, everything you need to know is inside of you. Everyone is intuitive. Everyone has infinite access to higher streams of consciousness. It's not just for a select few. If you can see it, feel it, know it, and be it, you can actually bring it into your reality. So if not now, when, now's the time. Not, I'll be happy when. Why not create it consciously in the here and now? So, So I guess my message to the collective is, let's get real and let's step up and let's step into our own light of love and lead from the heart, from compassion and unity and all that good stuff, So
absolutely. And you just can't predict what's going to happen tomorrow. So being in the now is just so important. Yeah.
Oh, so important. And realizing that we're not, what feels like a breakdown is actually a breakthrough. As you know, Trish, we've got big energetic shifts happening at the moment, and some of the towers need to crumble before they can be rebuilt, you know, and that's exactly what's happening. That pendulum is swinging and creating a beautiful balance, but we're not quite there yet. So,
no, we're not.
You know,
a little bit more.
Some of the old patriarchy and dinosaurs are clinging, you know, but we're on our way. We're on our way, yeah.
We are. Stay in the moment and stay empowered is the best we can do at the time. So,
absolutely. Yeah, and looking for the solutions, not the problems, and being grateful for the lessons and the blessings, you know.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Well, thank you so much for coming and shining your light.
Thank you, beautiful woman.
I'll put now for your cards, for people to buy your cards, there's many places to find them.
There's many places. Big W, Blue Angel, Taratopia is really reliable and they're very, very quick.
Okay.
But they're on most of the we've had the Australian release. They actually progressively release it throughout the world. They stagger it.
Okay.
Big W, Blue Angel. I think Blue Angel's reliable, and also Taratopia I would recommend, actually.
Beautiful. Yeah. Is there a link on your website as well?
There is a link on my website and a link on my Facebook.
Perfect.
So to make it easier for everyone. Yeah.
Wonderful.
And I'd love, and if you get your deck and you really resonate with it, you know, tag me and I'll share it, you know. I love getting feedback. It's great to get, and you know, any kind of feedback's good, you know.
Yes, absolutely. All right, well, thank you so much, Suzy, and thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. And please reach out to Suzy, get a deck of her cards, and have a look at all the beautiful work that she is doing. And so thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and I'll see you next week on TrishRockTV. Bye for now.
Thanks so much, Trish.